welcome to my channel. This is the place for all fans of horror. Every week we bring you the best and most terrifying stories from around the world. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an upload. And with that being said, let's get right into this week's story. I was raised in a small town by my grandparents. My grandfather was the local mortician. He took care of the funeral home business, and my grandmother looked after me in our house. We had a decent-sized house, but it was mostly empty. It's my grandparents' bedroom, my bedroom, a kitchen, and a living room. The rest of the house was used for storage or other business-related reasons. There were two entrances to the house. One was through the garage, and the other one was through a mudroom at the back of the house. In the living room, there was a single door that led to the basement. It was always kept closed and locked, and my grandparents warned me never to open it. Apparently, when they bought the house, the previous owner left that door unlocked, and their young son went missing and was never found. They assume he went down the basement and got lost in the maze of tunnels that lay beneath our little town. Such things happened a lot back then. Our town was built over an old Native American burial ground, and apparently, whatever spirits resided in those graves were too happy about us building houses and businesses on top of them. As a result, strange things would happen all throughout the town, strange occurrences that science couldn't explain. To combat this, the elders of the town had formed a society whose purpose was to keep watch over the burial grounds. Their purpose was to ensure that no evil could escape the graves and wreak havoc among the townspeople. Still, strange things happened. There was even a rumor that some parts of our town were cursed. Years passed and I grew up. I always wondered what was behind that basement door, and knew that if my grandparents had let me see what was down there, they wouldn't have kept it locked. So I came to the conclusion that it must be dangerous. I often thought about opening the door myself, but I never did. One night, however, everything changed. I was alone in the house. My grandparents had gone out for the night to celebrate their anniversary. Before they left, they told me to stay away from the door in the living room. After they had left, I went to the kitchen to make myself something to eat. A while later, I heard a knock at the front door. I froze. My grandparents had taken their anniversary celebration elsewhere. No one else was supposed to be here. I tried to ignore the knocks, hoping that whoever was there would eventually leave. At this point, I was sure that if I didn't answer the door, they would break it down. So I slowly made my way towards the front door, which knocked, making me jump a mile. When I finally reached the door, I peeked through the peephole. To my surprise, I saw a group of kids my age. "You scared me," I said, as I opened the door. "Aye! Why are you guys here?" The tallest of the boys looked at me with a sinister smile. "We're here to play a game," he said. "A game to see how brave you are?" he answered. "Oh," I said. "Are you guys playing truth or dare?" "Yes," said the boy. "And we dare you to go into your basement and find out what's down there." I was shocked. How did they know about the basement door? Was someone watching me? "That's not funny," I said. "It's pretty scary if you ask me. Why don't you guys come inside and we can play a different game?" The tall boy stepped forward. "No, we want to see how brave you are. You go down there now." His eyes flashed with excitement, almost as if he wasn't talking about going into a basement, but rather the lair of some wild animal. For some reason, his enthusiasm made me nervous. The boy pushed past me and entered the house without my permission. I felt helpless. I needed to do something, but what? The boy went straight to the living room and stared at the basement door. "Let's go," he said. "Come on," he turned the doorknob. The door wasn't locked. It creaked open as he pushed it. "I don't think this is funny anymore," I said. "Leave before I call the cops." The boy ignored me and descended the stairs leading into the basement. I blocked his path. "Get away from there," I said. "I don't want you to go down there." The boy stared at me for a moment, then burst into laughter. "This is awesome," he yelled. "You're so scared." His friends joined him at the top of the stairs, their laughter echoing through the house. I hated that sound. At that moment, I realized that I didn't have the strength to fight them all off, so I did the only thing I could think of. I pushed past them, ran down the stairs, and slammed the basement door shut. Behind me, I could hear the boys arguing. They wanted to come down the stairs, but the door was locked. I quickly fumbled with the doorknob, turning it this way and that way, trying to get it to unlock. It was no use. I was trapped. I screamed for help, but my voice echoed in the darkness and no one could hear me. Suddenly, I felt a cold hand on my shoulder. I jumped and turned around, but I couldn't see anything in the pitch-black room. Then I heard a voice. "Who's there?" I asked. "Down here," the voice whispered. "Down here?" I looked around for the source of the voice, but I couldn't see anything. I began to panic. What was happening to me? Is this some kind of punishment for disobeying my grandparents? Would I be trapped down here forever? Sat on the floor, hugging my knees to my chest, trying to calm myself down. But the longer I stayed in the basement, the more frightened I became. Then I heard the voice again. "Are you scared?" it asked. I couldn't reply. I was too frightened. The voice seemed to be coming closer. "Do you want to play a game?" it asked. "A game?" I whispered. "What kind of game?" "A game to see how brave you are," it replied. Then I heard footsteps. Footsteps that were slowly coming closer. I curled up into a ball and waited for whatever was down there to approach me. I could hear its breathing, smell its foul breath on me. Then it spoke again. "Do you want to come with me?" it asked. "Where are you going?" I asked. "Wherever I go, you can come too," it replied. "You'll be my friend forever." I could feel the creature's hot breath on my neck. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. It leaned closer, its disgusting breath making me nauseous. "Don't be scared," it whispered. "I'm your friend." Suddenly, I felt sharp teeth sink into my neck. I screamed as I felt the pain of the bite, but the creature only laughed. "No, you're mine forever," it hissed. When my grandparents returned home that night, they found the basement door wide open and my body lying lifeless on the floor. They called the police, and soon the entire town was searching for the creature that had taken me. But it was nowhere to be found. Some said it was the work of the evil spirits that lived beneath our town. Others blamed the ritualistic cult that lived deep in the woods outside of town. Whatever the truth may be, I'm now trapped in the basement of that house forever. And if you hear a knock at your door tonight, be careful who you let in, because it could be me.